Welcome to the Black Gay History Channel. Please share this video and subscribe to this channel for more captivating content. Gay content and storylines in Hollywood films are more popular than ever, but there have been actors who had to break the stereotypes and represent gay and queer black men in major motion pictures. In recent years, however, there have been quite a few of our supposedly straight black uncles from Hollywood who have spoken out against black gay people's storylines in the media. This argument is old and tired because black gay characters have been in movies for decades at this point, and some of the biggest straight and gay actors have played gay characters, many of which gain critical acclaim for their performances. So here's just a quick list of 10 black leading men in Hollywood that have starred or played gay or queer men in movies. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. In 2005, legendary wrestler turned action megastar Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson played an unconventional gay role towards the beginning of his budding acting career. The Rock had become a wrestling superstar in the late 90s and mid-2000s, winning 4 WWF championship titles. And after the success of his first big blockbuster movies, The Mummy and The Scorpion King, Dwayne Johnson began to act in films more consistently. In 2005, he co-starred in the irreverent gangster action comedy Be Cool, alongside John Travolta, Uma Thurman, and Cedric the Entertainer. In the movie, Dwayne Johnson plays Elliot Wilhelm, a bright-eyed and slightly gullible gay bodyguard to a mobster, but Elliot secretly wants to break into show business. The comedy Be Cool is set in Los Angeles amongst mobsters and gangsters who work in the music industry behind the scenes, and Johnson's Elliot sees this as opportunity to flex on the music producers he meets on the job. Though some jokes may go over his head, Elliot eventually stands up to the homophobic disses he endures from his evil boss, Raji. The Rock is such a huge blockbuster action star, but it's nice to see that he didn't take himself too seriously and played such a fun and goofy yet adorable gay character. Anthony Mackie. Before he became a superhero and an adventure, Anthony Mackie played a groundbreaking and touching gay role in Brother to Brother in 2004. Brother to Brother is a heartfelt drama about a young black gay artist who finds community and friendship, sharing stories and life experiences with an older black gay artist in Harlem, New York. Brother to Brother follows Mackie's character Perry as he navigates homophobic school discussions, complicated romantic relationships, and isolation from his family. When he connects with the senior but transient poet, Bruce Nugent, the two find companionship sharing their artwork and stories as black gay men growing up in New York. This film does a beautiful job of capturing the essence of Harlem in the late 1990s, but also paints a beautiful picture of what gay life would have been like for black gay men in the 1920s. Bruce Nugent, played by Roger Robinson, was an actual Harlem Renaissance writer who, in 1926, wrote the first published work featuring black gay romances in American history. Mackie's lead performance in this movie is incredibly realistic and relatable, and his on-screen chemistry with another student at school was palpable and hot. Isaiah Washington and Harry Lennix. Most people who know Isaiah Washington know him from the hit medical TV series Grey's Anatomy, but before this series, he played the half of a powerful, groundbreaking black gay couple in Get on the Bus alongside Harry Lennix, another popular film icon. Get on the Bus is the 1996 film and Spike Lee joint that tells the story of 15 black men from Los Angeles who take a road trip to DC to participate in the Million Man March. Even though our contributions to the march and the movement may have been forgotten by some, hundreds of black gay men and even gay women attended the march. Isaiah Washington plays Kyle, a closeted gay Republican who is at his wit's end with his boyfriend Randall, played by Harry Lennix. It seems Randall wants more clarity in their relationship and Kyle shuts down, but they are both on this trip headed toward Washington, even though Kyle is regretting the decision. In the heat of the argument, Randall outs their relationship to the rest of the men on the bus, and of course, a heated debate takes place about the couple being welcome on the bus. I think it's important that both Randall and Kyle stand up for themselves in the face of intimidation, and it was also important that there were several men who spoke up in support of the two men, having every right to be there with the rest of them. Chiwetel Ejiofor. Another critically acclaimed actor who played an amazing gay character on screen was Chiwetel Ejiofor. Kinky Boots is the 2005 British gay comedy film that was revived into an award-winning stage musical in 2012. In Northampton, England, a local straight Englishman named Charlie inherits his father's shoemaking business and is trained to keep the business afloat. A chance encounter with a black drag queen named Lola, played by Ejiofor, brings the two seemingly different men into partnership to create a successful new business model. The film is a cult classic gay film and a must watch, and because of the trend in the late 2000s to turn movies into musicals, Kinky Boots was able to see even greater success by turning into a stage play musical. In 2012, Kinky Boots was revived on Broadway and major theaters around the world, and though the show was met with skepticism at its premiere, it would become one of the most successful stage plays of 2013. Will Smith. At this point, Will Smith is a movie legend with countless blockbuster movies under his belt and critically acclaimed dramatic roles, including the Best Male Lead Award at the Oscars. 6 Degrees of Separation is Will Smith's first movie, which debuted on American movie screens in 1993. In 6 Degrees of Separation, Will Smith plays Paul, a young con artist who concocts a scheme to get rich by getting close to Ivy League students' rich and affluent parents and robbing them. In the film, Paul strategically meets this group of adults, particularly a married couple, the Kittredges, played by Stockard Channing and Donald Sutherland, who welcome the articulate, charming, and handsome young black man at their homes as a celebrated guest. After having a beautifully cooked dinner by the supposed student and friend of their children, the couple head out for the night and let their new friend Paul crash at their place. When they return home after a night on the town, they come back home to hear groaning coming from their bedroom. The Kittredges walk into their bedroom to find Paul's ankles behind his ears, and he's having quite a time with a hookup who's giving him the business and making him squeal in delight. When the men are caught, the rugged hustler Paul is with nearly threatens the couple before he storms out. Paul tries his best to continue the charade, but the Kittredges realize they had been had and throw him out. When he's finally gone, they also realize they'd been robbed. Jeremy Pope. Jeremy Pope has become an acclaimed out gay actor on Broadway, on TV, and in the movies, so it makes sense that he has played iconic gay roles in many of these platforms. The Inspection is the 2022 film starring Pope, who plays Ellis French, an adolescent in America who struggles with homelessness after his homophobic mother disowns him, played by Gabrielle Union. In order to create some stability in his life and find a purpose, Ellis French decides to join the Marines and become a hero, while trying to submerge his gay identity in order to survive the intense Marines' basic training. Pope played a very interesting character in Ryan Murphy's Netflix miniseries Hollywood. Hollywood was a reimagining of the 1940s entertainment business and how culture could have changed had white male executives and producers casted more diverse actors in their movies. In Hollywood, Pope plays Archie Coleman, a gay screenwriter who wants to break into the movie business. Eventually, Archie runs into and meets Rock Hudson, a real movie star who was known to be closeted throughout his successful career in 1950s Hollywood. Ving Rhames. Ving Rhames is an acclaimed actor with a long list of critically acclaimed movie roles, especially playing tough guy characters in blockbuster action movies. So people seem to forget that he's been delighted playing gay roles in a few of his movies. Holiday Heart is the Christmas drama starring Rhames, released in 2000, that follows the story of Holiday, a popular drag queen, church organist, and musician who takes a struggling single mother and her daughter into his home during their time of need. Known throughout Chicago's gay club scene as a prominent entertainer and in his church community as a devout Christian, Holiday has created a safe space to be himself and be respected by those around him. After losing his police officer husband due to on-duty violence, Holiday has struggled to feel a sense of community and family since his lover's death, and seems to want to help Wanda and her daughter Nikki to find a sense of family again. But another one of my favorite gay roles Ving Rhames plays is in the comedy I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, an irreverent comedy starring Adam Sandler and Kevin James, who play best friends who fake a gay relationship for their marriage benefits. In Chuck and Larry, Rhames plays Fred Duncan, a firefighter who works alongside Larry, who comes out of the closet as the gay member on the firefighting team. It also doesn't hurt that besides this movie being hilarious, we also get some nude shots from the hunk Ving Rhames in the firefighter shower. Colman Domingo. Colman Domingo has been leading the acting world for years, collecting Emmys for his role in Euphoria, one of the most popular shows on TV and gaining Oscar buzz for his countless critically acclaimed films like If Beale Street Could Talk, Selma, and The Butler. But just because he's a gay star actor doesn't mean most of his roles are gay characters. Many of his most standout roles he was playing were straight men. Coleman Domingo won the prestigious Best Actor NAACP Image Award for his role in Rustin, the gay civil rights leader, Bayard Rustin's dramatic biopic movie, which premiered last year in 2023. The openly gay civil rights leader had a contentious relationship with the NAACP for his choice to live openly as a gay man throughout his work with the organization and his entire career fighting for the civil rights of black people in America and globally. Even in the movie, they made it clear that though Bayard Rustin's ideas were effective and were the backbone of the organization's most progressive initiatives, they pushed him into the background because of the overwhelming homophobia of the day. Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes was one of the toughest and most prominent black action movie stars of my childhood and adolescence, in classics like White Men Can't Jump, Demolition Man, and of course the groundbreaking superhero films Blade. So black gay fans were delighted when he co-starred in the groundbreaking classic drag comedy To Wong Foo, Thanks for Everything Julie Newmar, in 1995. Alongside two other film legends, Patrick Swayze and John Leguizamo, Snipes would play Noxeema Jackson, one of 3 New York drag queens who set out on a road trip to compete in a drag pageant in Hollywood. With cameos from countless working drag queens of the 90s, including RuPaul, To Wong Foo put drag queens of the 90s on the map and featured 3 straight Hollywood leading men to play gay men and drag queens. When their car breaks down on their way to Hollywood, the 3 drag queens hide out in a small town and connect to the townspeople, who may or may not realize they are all men in dresses. To Wong Foo is still considered a must-see gay classic comedy and one of the most popular movies about drag queens in cinematic history. Forest Whitaker. Forest Whitaker is a Hollywood juggernaut with an accomplished list of films, including Oscars for some of his biggest roles. But in 1994, one of his gayest roles was when he played Cy Bianco, a flamboyant gay fashion designer in the fashionable and star-studded fashion comedy Pret-a-Porter. This movie was all about the drama of Paris Fashion Week during the height of the supermodel explosion of the 90s, featuring numerous gay characters, including Whitaker's Cy Bianco. In 1992, Whitaker would also play a groundbreaking queer character in the critically acclaimed action thriller The Crying Game, where he plays a captured British military hostage named Jodie, who seems to fall for his Irish captor named Fergus. Joey's girlfriend, who's waiting for him at home, is eventually revealed to be a black trans woman at the end of the movie, becoming one of the most groundbreaking representations for black trans women in cinematic history.